no current fucking day. You're boring. You're fucking dull. You have nothing to say. You are a one-hived mind twat waffle. All our escapism. And you just can't help shovel your dog shit fucking crap ideology into everything.
So once again, the internet is in flames. The fighting of the culture war once again resumed under the battlegrounds of Bethesda's newest attempt to reclaim their lost glory, Starfield. This all started because of one late epic rant by streamer and YouTube creator HeelvsBabyface, a YouTuber, commenter, gamer, kind of media reviewer, anti-woke culture kind of guy. He's maybe kind of like the British quartering. I don't know if that's an accurate representation or not. That's just what I got from my first initial glances. Anyway, this guy acquired Bethesda's newest game, Starfield, and as you can see, he wasn't really too happy about his Starfield experience.
Boring! You're f***ing dull! You have nothing to say! You are a one-hived mind waffle! That's all you f***ing are! And you wonder why people are getting so f***ing sick and tired! You take everything we love, all our immersions, all our fantasies, all our escapism, and you just can't help shovel your dog shit f***ing crap ideology into everything!
Daddy, chill.
Now, the internet being the internet, this was always going to blow up. I mean, come on, it's an angry British guy getting triggered about pronouns in a Bethesda game. Like, this is some weird parallel universe shit to, like, the Great Gamergate Wars of 2012, when guys like this dude were roasting blue hair, like, feminist progressives for getting triggered over their pronoun usage. What a bizarro world that we live in. So this guy has his epic rant on stream. People post about it on Twitter, where it gets picked up by the giga-huge streamer Hassan Piker. If somehow you don't know who Hassan is, he's one of the biggest streamers on Twitch. He's politically progressive. He does like pop, politics, entertainment type content. He's massive. He's absolutely huge. Oh yeah, he's also super divisive. He makes a tweet goes mega viral, and now everyone's talking about HeelvsBabyface in his pronoun rant. The two kind of arms, the two branches of the Culture Wars sports team is now up in arms against one another. Some people are completely dunking on the guy, making fun of him. Some people got his back. It's just an absolute bloodbath out there on Twitter. I mean, X. Now, normally, I don't touch culture war issues with like a 10-foot pole. It doesn't really matter what opinion you have or what side you fall on. People are always gonna be pissed, and you're gonna have some crazy person somewhere that's just really way too mad. And I personally, well, not like to step on that landmine. Today, however, I think I'll make an exception. Now, normally when I hear like complaints of wokeness ruining elements of media, whether it's like a movie, a show, a video game, whatever, generally, more often than not, I seem to come to my opinion that these movies, these pieces of media, are just shit in and of themselves. It's not necessarily that they're shit because of woke culture, it's because that they're just shit movies, whether the acting is shit or the writing and the production is shit. It's not that they're bad because of maybe gender ideology being a part or influenced in the movie. They're just bad works of media themselves.
Sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
Now, this isn't always the case, but generally, like when someone tells me, man, I was so excited to get into this game, to get immersed into a new universe, into a new world, but then they made me pick my pronouns, and now I'm reminded of culture wars and society. But maybe the game's just like a little shit. Like, do the cities refuse to load? Or maybe it runs in like 30 FPS. The persuasion mechanic is just completely garbage. Or maybe the character dialogue sounds like it was written by ChatGPT.
Bank archives. May I see your credentials, please?
Starfield. Some people are loving it. Some people, not so much. Me personally, after 25 hours or so into the game, I'm struggling. I'll just be completely honest. When you're in a built-up area, some of it graphically can look very nice indeed. The gameplay is solid enough when you're actually doing something, but that's half the problem. I've found the explorative nature of this game exceedingly dull and boring. I've found the characters not remotely engaging, and the dialogue has a lot to be desired.
Oh wow, that's kind of interesting and not surprising. It seems like even HeelvsBabyface himself agrees with me that this game, Starfield, isn't the best game ever made. I'm not saying it's a game. It's just got issues like really any other Bethesda game ever. And it feels like it fails to live up to the lofty ambitions of creating an immersive sci-fi galactic treasure hunt experience that were sold to us by Todd and his goons when they first announced Starfield. So HeelvsBabyface, in response to all of this madness and getting blown up on Twitter, makes a response video where he goes into a more kind of deeper detail on his perspective of the culture war, the war on gender ideology in media, according to him.
Just about pronouns. That's the disingenuous argument that people want to latch onto, so that you don't talk about the gender ideology and the intersectionality that's been rammed into every single solitary facet of our entertainment, from video games to TV, film, comics, etc., etc.
Now, while I most definitely disagree with Heel on probably most things on the culture war, I understand what he's saying and why he's saying it. Imagine that there's like three larger chunks of people in like Western society. There's the people who are really personally bothered by wokeness, whatever that whole encompassing term means, or like the influx of gender ideology into our media. There's those that think it's a good thing and enjoy seeing maybe media being more inclusive to people in our society. And then there's the majority of people who are really get along for the ride and kind of just want people to all get along at the end of the day. Now, I won't disagree with Heel on this point. There is an influx of like gender ideology or wokeness, whatever this term I guess technically encumbers, into our modern Western media. A lot of this is probably a combination of multiple factors. People genuinely believe in these causes and for representation in media. For others, it's probably just simple virtue signaling. And I'm sure for many of these companies that are just virtue signaling, they're probably financially incentivized to do so. Now, a lot of times shows in works of media that are perceived as being woke and bad are really just shit. The writing shit, the acting shit, one or the other. They're just not good works of film, i.e. take a lot of modern Disney works of media. They are bad and also woke, but at the end of the day, they are just bad works of media. I think more often than not, when people complain about wokeness in media and how they believe it makes it bad, in reality, it was probably just a bad piece of media in general. Or possibly that person is just upset because they personally don't agree with whatever culture war's message was being espoused in said show or movie. Take, for example, the Valarians in House of the Dragon, or like the casting in Hamilton. The so-called colorblind casting. I always thought this was kind of funny because for years now we've been portraying characters as different ethnicities, more often than not whitewashing them, but now people choose to be mad when we're making, I guess, character roles more available for just the rest of the population. With both Hamilton and House of the Dragon, even though they weren't racially accurate, I guess, compared to, well, history and then the source material, the casting in these performances were so great and fantastic. I just really wonder, like, why should I give a fuck? As I said before, I can understand why HeelvsBabyface is upset. If you find yourself on the other side of the culture war, it probably gets old constantly being reminded by things that you disagree with, or you just find is, I don't know, encroaching on your values maybe. Does the level of outrage match the potential issue though? Personally, I don't think so. It also doesn't help when people like The Quartering and other YouTube channels and creators are incentivized to play up the hate of the wokeness, to play up the outrage. It's what pays the bills for a lot of these guys. Now, I'm not hating. Go and get the bad guys. You do you. It is what it is. I'm just merely pointing it out. People on both sides of this shit-slinging war are financially incentivized to say the things that their own side wants them to say, or they want them to hear. At the end of the day, play the game, watch the movie, watch the show, whatever the thing is, and then make an opinion for yourself and go on with your life. I promise you're going to thank me later when you're living a better life and sleeping better, having not found yourself completely embroiled, lost in the sauce of the insanity of the online culture war. Drink your water, hug your mother. As always, guys, I hope to see you in the next one. Until next time, peace, love, Auto.